Can you speak? Yeah. You're not coming through. Hang on, we'll fix that. I guess output audio. How about now?
Test one, two.
You're good now. Okay.
Excellent.
Let me just fix this.
Well, we are live. Holy shit.
Hello, and welcome to AOX Wrestling. I'm Perry.
I'm Eli.
We're here to recap WWF Judgment Day 2001, which took place May 20th, 2001. Today's date is May 20th, 2021, 20 years later. So this is the 20th anniversary recap of
Yes.
WWF Judgment Day 2001, which, by the way, was the final WWF Judgment Day. Because in 2002, it became WWE Judgment Day. So, the final Judgment Day. So, we just got done watching this show. And we started at 8 p.m. exactly, and it ended at 10:40. So, we just got some stuff together, and we are now live. So,
Yeah.
So this pay-per-view took place from the Arco Arena in Sacramento, California.
Yep.
First match, William Regal defeated Rikishi in a, 5-minute match.
It was 5 minutes. Felt like 5 seconds. Then I did kind of jump on kind of late.
Yeah, it was quick. The build-up for this was, I think, it aired longer than the match.
Yeah.
So, it was alright. Typical match. Wasn't anything too special. Second match on this card. Kurt Angle defeated Chris Benoit in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Olympic gold medals that Benoit had stolen from Angle. And he hit them in his crotch.
Yeah.
Obviously these guys know how to work. It was a good match. Don't like to give Benoit too much praise. In fact, we were making fun of him the whole time. There was that crazy guy in the front row that just kept going, woo, 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 woo. He was doing the Four Horsemen thing and wooing,
Right.
like nonstop. And I was like, hey, if Benoit's going to kill anybody, he should kill that guy. That guy just kept wooing. Literally, the guy
Like
wooed
just standing there.
He must have wooed like 25 times in a row. So yeah, Benoit got 1 fall and Kurt Angle got 2 falls. With the help of Edge and Christian. They ran out towards the end and they made sure that Kurt got his medals back.
Yeah, so they could stop bugging him so I could go win fucking the tag belts or whatever.
Then Jerry Lynn was at WWF New York cutting a crappy promo on JR.
I wonder where I was that day.
And JR just like, what does this have to do with me?
That good enough for you, JR?
I don't know. Well,
It's like he's trying to shoot on JR, but he's trying to like be nice about it. It's like weird.
he's just being sarcastic. Hey man, I saw the last DCW pay-per-view with Jerry Lynn and RVD tearing it up. Or they were, did they? Yeah, they did, right? Because then Rhino ran in at the end, but then RVD's like, come on, put the belt on the line, and Rhino was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And that was the last DCW pay-per-view. Speaking of Rhino, the Hardcore Champion, is defending his title in the WWF Hardcore Championship match against the Big Show and Test.
They kind of just shoehorned in Test and Big Show in from, previous month where, Test kind of got involved with their, him and Shane, Backlash kind of thing, And I don't know why Rhino was in the mix of it, but...
because he was in the month prior with Raven, so it seemed like all these hardcore matches, they were using Rhino
Big
Big
Show,
Show,
losing
or
all
who,
the
and they would always rotate another guy.
yeah.
But I don't know. Big Show looked like some fat lady, man. He doesn't even look like a dude, man. At this point, like with the haircut
Yeah.
and the friggin' arm pads and the wristbands and everything, I'm like, whoa, this guy looks weird. Anyway, so Rhino speared Big Show, and then he speared him once again, but he speared him through a trash can. Big Show was holding a trash can, Rhino speared him. And that's how he got the pin. But
Yeah, there was a lot of weird, spotty stuff in this
they,
hardcore. Like they were setting up spots and they were kind of like delaying certain stuff so they could set up for it.
yeah, they went backstage and they're punching Big Show so he could fall down into this thing, and then they punch him and then he just stands there. And then he goes, oh! And he falls down on the thing. And Big Show is making a lot of noises like, oh! Ah! Oh! Ah! Oh! Ah! It's like, what the... Like, we're sitting there like, what the fuck is going on here? This guy auditioning for, like, the Grunt in Halo or something?
Yeah, right. Like, what's going on? Big
Uh,
Show he was a hilarious part of this match. So it was just,
yeah, but
he's hard.
the grunting and the growling really is like, come on, man, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Test. He kicked Big Show in the face and didn't fall down. So yeah, Rhino retains the WWF Hardcore Championship. Next, China, the WWF Women's Champion, defeated Lita for the women's title. China beat the shit out of her.
It was a straight squash match.
Again.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero came out at one point. He was watching the match. And
There were a few blown spots, like you were saying. Like China was kind of like she was obviously the powerhouse in the match, and Lita's kind of like trying to wrestle her more like kind of like the women's style, but China being way bigger than her. I mean, you can't really wrestle like a technical match somebody like that.
And we were talking about this while we were watching it. China was wrestling like one of the guys because that's who she wants to wrestle. Lita was wrestling like a women's wrestler. It was a styles clash. They tried. It got to the point where people were really cheering. I don't know why. For Lita's comeback, probably. I don't know. But then China won and people were still going crazy. So I don't know what the hell was going on with this one. But this was China's last match in the WWF. You would never see her again after this until she serviced in Japan, and then obviously she went to TNA to team with Kurt Angle, and that was it. You never saw her again, and that was it.
It's crazy.
But hey, whatever. This was the last show she was on, so there you go. So, the next match is for the Intercontinental title. It's a chain match. Kane defeated Triple H, the Intercontinental Champion, to become the Intercontinental Champion. Good match. They played off the psychology with the chain. They're pulling each other back and forth. The gimmick is that Kane has a broken arm, and they kept working on the broken arm. Austin came out at one point, got a chair, went to nail Kane, and he accidentally hit Triple H in the head. Kane was able to gain the momentum, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. He's the new Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah. He kind of like double teamed like Kane. Like Kane just didn't sell it, but like the way he hit Triple H, because he's obviously way shorter, than Kane. He hit Kane kind of, but he hit Triple H at the same time.
No,
so it was kind of weird.
Like, I mean, it was planned for him to hit Triple H, obviously, but it totally looked like he just went for Triple H.
Yeah, like
because they were trying to tease dissension. Like that was the beginning of the dissension. Because I don't know if you know this, but originally Triple H is going to lose Intercontinental. This was leading up to Triple H versus Austin. They were going to do that in the summer. Triple H was going to become the babyface and go up against Austin. So it's going to be Stephanie and Triple H, babyface against Austin McMahon. But that didn't happen. Thank God. because that would have sucked. So they were teasing that. So then we go into tag team turmoil. Number one contenderships for the WWF Tag Team Championships, which the champions are Austin and Triple H at the time. Those titles were not defended tonight, but Tag Team Turmoil went on in this order. You had the APA, who started out with Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn. APA whooped them.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Dudleys came out, and the APA whooped the Dudleys. Then X Factor came out, and they held down, what was it, JBL's leg? They held down JBL's leg and got the pin on JBL. That was it.
Yeah.
Then the Hardys came out, so it was X Factor and Hardys. Hardys whooped them. It was pretty much that. Wait a minute. That's not what happened.
What?
I'm reading because I have this order broken up. I have it written down, and I have it in like a bracket order, and I just screwed everything up. But X Factor beat the Hardy Boys,
Right. So they got 2, and APA got 2.
and then Jericho came out with his mystery partner, who he said was a party animal, and it is the double duty Chris Benoit. And you could say that about him as well. He is double duty. He pulled double duty tonight. He worked twice. They came out. They beat the shit out of X Factor. And they got X Factor out of here. Then, finally, you had Edge and Christian come out to face Jericho and Benoit. And they were beating the fuck out of each other. And boom. Jericho and Benoit are the number one contenders by beating Edge and Christian.
Via submission. They both used their signatures on them.
Right. And this
Which
would
was kind of cool.
This would lead to the Raw, where they would lose the tag title, or Austin and Triple H would lose the tag titles to Benoit and Jericho, and Triple H would tear his quad in this match and be out for the entire year.
We're saved.
You know, it's kind of fucked up we have to say something like that, but you're right.
He's alive, isn't he?
I don't know, man. But yeah, that saved the invasion for sure, because if you thought the invasion was bad, yo, come on. Team WWF, Rock, and Triple H working together, get out of here. Nobody wants to see that shit.
No.
It went down the way it was supposed to. Rock came back and went right after Austin. That was 2001 was their year, man.
The best year in the fucking WWF.
It was the cap off, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 2002 was good. I mean, they brought back... I mean, it started good. They brought back Hogan, NWO, Hall, Nash.
Started pushing Booker T. Goldust came back, and they started pushing him with Booker T. and everything.
Walk. 2002 was very weird and peculiar. It started out really good, and then it just went weird, and then they did the brand split, and then it was like, what the fuck is going on with Raw? SmackDown's awesome, and the rest of the year was decent.
Yeah.
The company was going down. In 2001, it hit its peak, and it was only coming down at this point. But that's why we're covering 2001, because it was the last great year. It's the last year of the actual WWF as well. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the WWF champion, defeated The Undertaker for the WWF championship in a no-holds-bar match. These guys beat the fuck out of each other. There's blood all over the place. At one point, Triple H comes out with the sledgehammer, nails The Undertaker. Or he tries to nail The Undertaker. Vince was sitting ringside doing commentary.
Yeah, so Vince had his, everybody was taking turns trying
Under,
to like stop
Undertaker
Taker
was
from,
like fucking with Vince too on all that, and
yeah,
eventually, what do you know? Triple H kept his end of the deal and nailed the Undertaker. Right when Austin's getting the 3 count, as they're counting three, like 1, 2, boom, the pyro goes off. You don't even see the 3 count. It was off camera. Kane comes out with the chain, and he's ready to kill Triple H. And it was just too late. Triple H grabbed
yeah.
Kane from jumping in the ring and trying to break up the pin. And that was it. It was over. Austin and Triple H grabbed the belt, and they ran to the back, and Undertaker and Kane are in the ring like, what just happened? So, it was pretty much it. I mean, this is a quick rundown, but...
It was kind of, I mean, it was a quick show. A lot of it was just totally just nonstop. I mean, all the matches were just fast paced. All the guys were like you could kind of tell like guys were given time in certain matches, so they were kind of like moving faster
Oh, the
than
Benoit
usual.
Angle match, I think got the most time.
Yeah, that was really
Besides
the
the
match
tag
that,
team turmoil.
yeah, 'cause, I mean, you got like 20 teams in the match. They're all taking turns,
Let me
but
see if I could pull up the times here. Uh, yeah, Regal Rikishi was 3 minutes and 58 seconds.
yeah, that was like dumb short.
Angle and Benoit went 28 minutes and 1 second, and Tag Team Turmoil was 25:35.
Wow.
And Austin and Undertaker was 23:08. So Tag Team Turmoil and Benoit and Angle went on the longest. Triple H and Kane only did 12 minutes 24 seconds. Yeah. So that was that. I mean, oh yeah, we didn't talk about in Tag Team Turmoil. The Hollies came out, right?
Yeah, they were feuding with the Dudleys at the time. That's one thing I
Yeah, they
remember
put
was that
Devon
feud.
Dudley, Alabama Slammer through a fucking table. Devon Dudley took it like a champ.
Yeah, he almost like missed because like the way he did it was like Devon's head would have like hit the table, but like he kind of like I guess he kind of like made it work. I guess
Right.
because he almost kind of like missed the table and kind of like just got his upper body
I
instead.
was just thinking, man, Devon Dudley's so fucking fat. When he got flung over and hit that table, it was just funny looking.
Yeah,
Bubba Ray and Devon were both fat slobs when they came over.
Devon was he was all right. He wasn't like fat. Not until
Yeah, they're
like
both fat
2000 like
slobs.
2004.
They're both fat slobs. Um, so yeah, we don't have really much of a chat tonight. So I was gonna take questions, but there's really no questions coming in because nobody's in the chat room. But what did you think of this show? What would you give this show as an overall?
Overall, just based on the feuds at the time alone, and the matches and how just like high impact and how they're great matches. They're really great. They're fast paced. There were some blown spots here in between there, but I'd give it like a solid 4 out of 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd give it like a 4 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5, whatever. I would give it a 5. I don't care. But, like you said, there were blown spots and stuff like that. I really don't care about that stuff. But, there were some spots like with the rep, like Earl Hebner just kept saying, come on, come on, come on. Like, do you say anything else, dude?
All right.
So, I don't know. I thought,
Yeah.
and by the way, Austin did get, and people forget about this because they always hear, oh, his heel turn sucked. He did get Austin sucks chance. However, when he was beating the fuck out of the Undertaker, people started chanting loudly, Austin, Austin, and it's like, man, this guy can't win.
I think when he was doing like when he had Taker in the corner where he's doing the leg thing and he
Right.
kept doing it for like 5 minutes. I think that was him like trying to annoy the fans and getting him to boo him kind of because like that literally that whole year he really didn't get booed unless he did something like on purpose or
He
something.
did give the crowd the middle finger back to when he used to do in 96, 97. Like, he didn't
Yeah,
go like this. He went like that. Like fuck
right.
you guys watching. They chanted asshole at him, and then he started screaming, "Who's the real asshole now?" after he beat up Undertaker. And yeah, I could
It
see
didn't work.
where they were falling out. I wouldn't have changed his music though. They changed his music so you would want to boo him because his music was good. I mean, now they don't
Yeah,
do that. Now the Roman
they
Reigns comes out to
changed
the
it.
same music, even though he just changed his music. But for years he was
They
coming out to the
changed it
same
to that
music.
fucking that parachute fucking music. He's like jumping out of a helicopter or something during the invasion.
Oh yeah.
But he did came out to he still came out to Disturbed though tonight. So
Well,
when did he change that song?
Invasion was the last time you heard Disturbed. The night
Okay.
after on Raw, he got that fucking like hunting music or whatever the fuck he was using. I'm just like, this shit's stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
They took the glass breaking out, and then they modified that song to have glass breaking, but it was like a slowed down version of glass breaking, more like a punch.
Yeah.
It's like you punching a plexiglass window. That's the sound of fucking they changed it to. Because they didn't
Yeah.
want the glass breaking because they didn't want people getting excited. So they like modified it so it sounded
Like,
crappy.
I can't even make the noise. It just sounded like dumb.
Yeah, it was bad. I wouldn't have changed the dude's music. You just turn him heel and that's it. I mean, it's not a big deal. But
What was on Heat tonight? Because we didn't see Heat, but who was on Heat?
Sunday Night Heat, I have it right here. Raven defeated Val Venus. The Holly Cousins, Crash and Hardcore with Molly Holly defeated Kai and Tai, Funaki and Taka. And
Oh
then
man, we missed that.
that was it. And then you get the pay-per-view. But yeah. So yeah, this pay-per-view was pretty good. I know this is a very short review, but I'm tired. He's tired. And yeah, we're not really getting that much of a big turnout here, so maybe we might put this on the other channel. I don't know, but it just goes to show nobody really cares about wrestling anymore because from what I'm reading about the current stuff, man, I totally get it.
Zombies.
I get why people ain't watching this no more.
The ECW zombie was one thing. That was like a guy's gimmick, and it was like a joke kind
But
of
Sandman
gimmick.
beat the fuck out of that guy. That guy didn't fucking overpower the Sandman and kill him. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like you didn't have him kill fucking Sandman in the match and turn Sandman into a zombie. Is that what's gonna happen now? Is Miz gonna come back as a fucking zombie?
He's out for like 6 months, man. He's got a knee injury.
Man. Gonna come back with zombie makeup
Well,
on
they'll
now.
probably just fire him while he's out on injury, like they do everybody else. So he really died
Yeah.
on that pay-per-view, and that was it. That's probably what they'll do.
What a way to get written off. At least back in the day, like people just disappeared, and you found out like 2 weeks later that they got released or something.
Right.
Now they just like they humiliate you. They humiliate you while you're there, and they humiliate you on the way out. So you don't win.
That's what they always do.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the current stuff. The current stuff sucks. I think we all know that. Anyway, I remember watching this show 20 years ago on this very night at the same exact time. It's very weird that I'm doing that 20 years later, but I got nothing better to do. It's a pandemic, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved the show. I thought it was good. Next month, I believe, is what? King of the Ring?
Yep.
And then in July is Invasion, right? Because Invasion took over Fully Loaded. Which they promoted Fully Loaded on Raw for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Even though they knew it was going to be Invasion, they still pretended like...
It's a fully loaded invasion. I mean, that's what it was.
was a half-baked fucking invasion. Fully loaded my ass. But yeah, next month will be King of the Ring, so we'll be back here for that. Let me get you the date for that. I don't know if we're going to be doing it on this channel, or maybe we'll have to bring it to the other channel. I don't know. Not getting many viewers in here. I thought maybe it would pan out better than that, but I guess not. So June 24th, 2021. Is that a Thursday?
June 24th? Yeah. I'll check it.
It's a Thursday.
Yeah.
So
all these Sundays are on Thursday this year.
So all the Sundays from 2001 are Thursdays in 2021. Which works out. Because that was the day we used to record anyway. So there you go. And that was from East Rutherford, New Jersey, the Continental Airlines Arena. And you know what? As a bonus, we're going to talk about the Raw the night after because I was there.
Oh, shit.
I was on Raw June 25th, 2001.
20.
I was on Raw June 25th, 2001. There you go. And I have the tape. I taped it. And there was a funny story that happened at that show, which I will share. So we're going to cover that pay-per-view. Maybe if that show... No, we can't watch Raw because that's 2 hours extra, or an hour and a half extra. And maybe we'll watch that at some point, and then we'll watch the pay-per-view. We'll watch the pay-per-view on that day, but then before that, maybe we'll catch that Raw.
What day did you say it was?
It was June 25th, 2001. Raw's War.
I might be off. Like that whole... Like, I'm going to be off pretty much like all of June.
Okay, so we'll figure it out. We'll watch it together, and then we'll talk about it on here at some point. When we do the King of the Ring recap, we'll talk about King of the Ring and then that show, that Raw show. That was the show that WCW invaded. And I went to Raw expecting to see Austin, and he went to the fucking restaurant. And then my buddy was like, Mario was like, hey, we should go to SmackDown the next day. I was like, nobody wants to go to SmackDown. And that's where all the WCW guys ran out. The WWF guys beat the fuck out of them. And I was like, fuck, we could have gone to that show.
Yeah, I know your pain.
Yes. So, we'll be talking about... Maybe we'll watch both those shows and just cover that on the King of the Ring. I mean, those were pretty important shows as far as like where the story's going with all this. But
I mean, that was like you got all the the WCW guys coming over and Booker T and everybody debuted and everything like that. So I mean, you got.
And then in July, we're gonna have the roundtable again for Invasion.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I want to thank you all for watching, and that's pretty much it. We recapped 20 years later, Judgment Day 2001 in 2021. So there you go. Definitely check
10 years. Another 20 years.
We'll probably be dead in 20 years, but yes. Check this show out on the network, or if you have it on DVD, which those DVDs are going like crazy money right now. Whatever. I'm Perry. He's Eli. We're out of here. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Stay safe.